Hey there everybody, Eric from Outer Limitless coming at you today with another video. Now if you've been watching my channel, chances are you see me playing with blades, knives, blades, axes. Definitely, in my opinion, one of the most enjoyable topics to cover on my channel. And in today's video, well, we are absolutely going to cover blades, but a little bit different than the norm. And when it comes down to it, bottom line is this. You know, you might spend time trying to survive outdoors and in the wilderness, but for me, I absolutely spend way more time trying to survive in the kitchen. And that's where this comes in. This here in my hands, a couple of awesome products from the company Gotze. Now, this is a company who I saw at the Inspired Home Show. Not the normal show for me to go to, but I did happen to be there. Really cool, and I saw these guys getting down to work.
Gotze pillars. It's two different pillars and mandolin inside. The only pillar in the world can peel up and also down. No need to move the hand from this carrot, and after a few seconds, all the carrot clean. The only pillar in the globe can peel a pineapple. Now, ladies and gentlemen, even a coleslaw salad. Look the quality. Look how easy, how fast we can make a coleslaw salad. Now, the second one, the julienne slicer. The julienne slicer can make for you zucchini noodles, zoodles, hash browns, whatever you want. Easy and fast. Lifetime warranty. Look the quality. Now, you get also the mandolin inside. We put a pillar here. And now it's not a pillar anymore. Now, ladies and gentlemen, a mini mandolin. Circle of carrot, kiwi, potato. In a second. Dishwasher safe, lifetime warranty, Gotze pillars.
And so it immediately caught my attention when I saw this, and I was there with my wife and she was like, "Ooh, I want that." And I was like, you know what? That's pretty cool. Absolutely some beautiful, beautiful utensils that you can use, get down to work in the kitchen extremely effectively. But it's one thing for the demonstration. How will these perform? Well, there's only one way for me to figure that out, and that's to get into it. And so when we get back, we'll unbox these. I know what's in them. I think I have an idea, but I can't exactly tell by what I'm seeing here. So it will be interesting to see. We'll bust these out of the package, and then we'll get up to the kitchen for some practical examples. I'm hoping we're going to find these function as well as the professional demonstrations at the show. But again, there's only one way to figure that out, and that's to get into it. And so with that said, I have a whole bunch to do and a whole bunch to share with you. And if you're interested in seeing a little bit more about what I'm about to get into, do me a favor, stay tuned. Now, before we get too far, I would like to say thank you very much to the people at Gotze who did provide these for review. And so as we get into this here, again, a couple of different products. Now, I believe what we're going to find here is we have the peeler. So the peeler, and then I believe the shears, but it's hard to say. So we're going to bust this out of the box. I'm actually pretty excited to get this going, and I can tell you my wife is definitely excited to get this going, and there's a pretty good chance she is literally going to crinkle cut her finger off or leave a long strand of skin behind, because she's not always the most in tune with things. So yes, so here is the Gotze peeler. Very, very nice. That's beautiful. So here again, a Swiss company, nicely made, gorgeous. So this is a little warranty card. So I'll set that aside. And these peelers are just beautiful construction. So you end up with basically a couple different designs here. That looks like it might be a shredder, but man, I mean, these things are just really like heavy, just nice weighted, balanced actually, and that's probably part of the design. Gorgeous stainless construction. Now, I'm not sure exactly what steel this is. It's going to be hard to say. Being Swiss, I mean, it's possible that they're using a sort of Sandvik steel on this, but it is, I believe, going to be proprietary, so it might not be noticeable. Here's the actual peeler. So double-sided blade. Very similar construction, but you can see here just a little bit different. And then as we get into this here is called the mandolin slicer. So whether or not you use your peeler, so that is actually the peeler itself, and then the other blade is technically called the julienne slicer. The julienne slicer. So yeah, this thing is really, really nice. What a nice looking set. And so for the example, let's just take the julienne slicer here. You can see as I'm holding this with the curve towards my palm, and then I'm going to take the pointy end kind of with the angle facing down, and I'm going to just simply place this through to the second slot. So the julienne slicer is wider in terms of the blade. That's going to index right down in this little pivot point. And then the blade itself is going to sit right down and flush inside the notch. And that's leaving it right there accessible. So now as we want to work, we should be able to slice along this mandolin, and it's going to drop the slices right out the bottom and then into a pile. So we'll see how that goes. And then very similarly, so that just again comes right out. And then here again, we're going to take this one, curve towards my palm. This is the standard slicer, up into the groove. And that as well sits right down and firm into place. That gives you the ability to pinch everything together, hold it very easily. Hopefully there's enough to hold on to there, but that looks like it should be just fine. And again, we're going to run that slicer, and we should drop slices right down and into the pile. So that, my friends, is the setup for the Gotze peeler and the julienne slicer and that mandolin. So with that, we'll set this aside and we'll move on. And so next here we should see, I believe, the shears, which is basically in essence a knife set that work in combination. And we will have both straight cut and crinkle cut here. And so nicely boxed, everything just really, really nicely boxed. Again here, just be very careful as you open this up. We got that warranty card. Ooh, 3-in-1 knife and cutting board. So yes, that is the key here, is we are basically replacing the cutting board with the knife set. Now I gotta go slow and see what's going on here. You got a little bit of a cover that's protecting this blade. And here, rubberized handle, very nice. Good quality construction. Plastic, but very durable. And you can see here a little latch that holds everything together. Spring loaded. And wow, that's nice. And check it out, so true. That is literally a cutting board right there. Look at that, a mini little cutting board. I wonder if that's replaceable. If you work through that, can you get another one? That's probably gonna come off. Now I know there's a way to remove this knife from this setup, but I'm not quite ready to do that. So this one here is the straight cut. So you can see there, straight cut. It does say again, Gotze stainless steel, probably proprietary, might not be, I don't know. But here, this is the crinkle cut. So you can see that one there, the crinkle cut design. That's going to make a wavy cut. This does seem to have the sharpened side and the non-sharpened side, so be very careful. You can see this does have a secondary bevel there. So that primary grind, actually, it's just a main grind, so it's flat into that main grind. That's going to be the sharpened side of this. And let me figure out how to change this out, which does appear to be very simple. So you open this, yes, and that opens right up. And then the scissor, let's see. Ooh, there it goes. So, yep. So this does have a little bit of an angle. All right, so installation of the blade is actually pretty ingenious. It's easier than you would think. You place it where it needs to go roughly. And you'll see, you're trying to kind of index it right on here. There's a bar on the inside. So just get it close, land it on that bar, take the spring, pop it over that kind of little nub there, and then start to close the shears. And as you do that, you'll see the spring sits right down and into place, and the shears fall right into place, and then you just squeeze it, and you're done. That's nice. So all in all, it was a little confusing just for a second, but like most good men not reading instructions, it tells you how to do it. And that is awesome. So, the Gotze shears. Woo. And so now to the kitchen. The Gotze peeler. She feels. He goes like this. It's the Gotze peeler. And so, all right, guys, there you have it. A look at some awesome products from the company Gotze. Now, these were awesome. Really, really nice products for your kitchen tasks. These worked wonderfully. And at this point, I have cleaned everything up. Now, keep in mind the fact that I started simply by hand washing everything. It went pretty well for the most part, but it is a little bit tricky. Obviously, getting around the peeler can be a little bit tricky. You're trying to kind of wash this carefully, and these are intimidatingly sharp, so you definitely need to be careful. The one that was more difficult was definitely the julienne slicer. That was really difficult because it does have these tiny little sort of slots, and it can definitely get food trapped inside there. The scissors definitely went very well. No problem there. These actually cleaned up really nice, and I had no problem whatsoever. But on top of hand washing them, I did want to run these through the dishwasher. So I did load them in. Gotze does say these are dishwasher safe. So I did load these into the dishwasher because in practice, that's probably what we're realistically going to do. And I can say at least after the first pass and first run through the dishwasher, nice and clean, but no damage, nothing that makes me seem like there's going to be any sort of issue. I wouldn't expect to see rust on stainless, and no rust showing, at least as of yet. And then the other thing that I wanted to make sure was that the rubberized handle didn't delaminate from the rest of the plastic handle. And again, this seems more than fine. The actual slicers, I don't see any reason why that would be a problem. Very, very robust, and just one piece solid stainless steel construction and then into the blade. So I would not expect to see any problems there, nor with the mandolin. So just a simple piece of plastic shouldn't have any problem in the dishwasher. So from that perspective, it did go very, very well. But all in all, extremely effective products. Now, I am going to have one bit of criticism, which is at this point, I wish these had a bit of a case. I would love to keep these stored away just in a nice quality case. I mean, it comes with the foam and with the box, and that's all good. But in practice, I would love to just have just a real simple little, storage capability for these. But more importantly, and the one that really matters, is less the slicers and the peeler, but the scissors. Because, these you can certainly latch, which is no problem. That's easy. But now I just have this blade floating around. I wish it had a good protective sleeve to protect the blade. I'm just like, well, what do I now do with this? And again, I have the box, but I don't have anything to put this in. It looks like you could potentially hang this thing up. I don't know, put it in the knife block maybe. So it does leave it just a little bit limited. I wish these things, just for how nice they are and how quality they are, had more of a storage solution tied to them right out of the box. That's just my opinion. But there's absolutely no denying the Gotze quality. So if you have to survive like me in the kitchen, this is a great way to do it. These scissors are freaking awesome. Cutting against that little cutting board, very effective. I like the sort of, crinkle cut blade. It's really interesting. And the slicers were scary sharp. I mean, unbelievably effective. So all in all, a fantastic job to Gotze. Thank you guys. Take a look in the description box below where you can find these. And if you guys like this content, do me a favor, take a look at my Outer Limitless 2 channel, which is more on the tactical and firearm side of things. At this point, that channel is growing quickly. I have a ton of videos up there. So if you like what you see here on Outer Limitless, do me a favor and check me out on Outer Limitless 2. So all right, guys, thanks for stopping by. Hope you like what you saw. I hope you found it a little bit informative. If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for stopping by. Take care now. I'll see you soon.